Hi Herman, how you doing? Hope that everything is fine over there. So I've sent you the installation file for a trial version that will last for 2 months for 3D Grid, the software used to visualize the 3D model and data. And once you install, you will have an executable, simply run it, and you have this main menu. Right now we have only 3D empty. Once you open it, you will see this menu here, and I recommend you once after you install, there will be a subfolder in the same folder where you will install. It's called fonts. So if you please go ahead and install all of the fonts there, then you will see the fonts for these three main menus items in a proper size. Now I've sent you also three files, the model and the predicted measured data. First of all, you need to load the model, and it has an extension of RAW. So I've sent it to you in EM modular system. That is the code that we are using, our code that we use to invert the 3D inversion. So please select EM. It's by default selected. You only need to load the model. Search for the location of the model where you installed, and I've sent you the last iteration from the Z only inversion and its iteration number 85. So if you don't see it, by the way, I mean there is also here to see only the extension row or all files, but by default it is the raw file. So simply go ahead and load that file, and once you load it, then you what's wrong here? I mean, why it's not showing the right? Let me see here. Yeah, not sure what's happening. Maybe while recording, it shows that black area at the beginning or whatever. But by default, you need to see the structure. So we are looking at a map view, and from top here you can change the slice that you want to go down in the subsurface. And yeah, you will see the structure. Everything white is the air before entering now in the ocean or in the sea over in the ocean. Sorry. And then you keep scrolling down. It shows here at which depth. Now we are almost at the sea level. Now we are entering the sea. Now you can see the resistivity of the sea, which is 0.3. I use it by default. Yeah, here are a couple of quick tips to how to look at the model. As I said, either map view or you can look at it from the south to the north as slices in ZY or in ZX direction. But the most useful actually is to extract section. So you can select that option here, and with the mouse you click and move the mouse, and then you specify in which direction you want to extract the cross section. For example, if we take it from southwest northeast and plot the model section, then you will see the model section plotted along that profile. Here you can like output it in PDF that shows the location and so on, or like changing the scale here. For example, it's by default 10 kilometers. If you want to go like 20 kilometers or something like this, you change the number here, replot, then it shows you to 20 kilometers, and it's one by one scale. If you want to change the vertical exaggeration, for example, you can change that to this number, then of course it is now 2 to 1. Okay, so this is the most useful I use, I mean, to visualize the model. Now quickly on the data, I've sent you the measured data. Then you need to go on the file menu, load data, and select measured data. And from here, this menu, keep it by default, ModEM, and allocate where is the model that or the data file that I've sent you, which is the measured data run 4. That's I've shared with you on WhatsApp. And once it is loaded, finish reading the model, then you will see as black dots the location of the station used for this 3D inversion. Here some metadata on the model extension and how many cells are used, and here you can see the data information about the site. So here for this inversion, 98 stations and 37 periods. Now we have the measured data. Of course, we need to look at the predicted data from the iteration number 85 the same way, but you select now the predicted not as measured data. And as I said, I've sent you also this file from iteration number 58. Go ahead and select it, please. Of course, it is at the same location, but we are interested now to look at the responses or the misfit between the measured and predicted data. From view edit menu here at the top, you click, then it shows you which component you want to look at, and we are interested to look at the impedance and tipper data. So you will see the apparent resistivity in this panel here, the phases, and now the dots or the points are the measured data, the lines are predicted data. Of course, because we used here only impedance data, tipper will not appear, but if the file contains tipper, of course they will be plotted at the same time here. Now you can change on this list here, choose station. You can check the sites. For example, here you can change with the down arrow. You can change between the stations here. And as you can see, I mean, the data misfit is good to perfect at most of the stations. There are a few things that can be modified or analyzed to see why the misfit is not that good. And I don't know if you still remember when we met with Jaume that for example on this station as an example here I masked everything from ZYX component because they were noisy, but the XY component it's still used and it looks very nice. So our code works with any combination of data. Yeah, you keep scrolling on the data here to look at the data misfit. There are some plot options here. For example, if you want to look at the error bars used for this inversion, you can activate the error bars and so on. Yeah, this is quickly, I mean, how to visualize the data and model, and I hope that you can play around with the other options here and there and see if you can figure it out. But I thought that I can share with you this recorded video so that you can at least start looking at the model and slice it. And by the way, you can slice it in any direction. Just click and move the mouse and release the mouse, then you will define the model, and after that you only need to plot the model sections. Thank you very much and hope that is helpful.